What seemed like a major blow for the Eagles completely shifted course within hours, leaving fans torn between relief and anticipation. Meanwhile, another key name resurfaced with the first-team unit, reigniting an internal battle that could shake up the defense in the coming weeks. The past few hours in Philadelphia have been intense and full of twists. If you're a big fan, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Let's get to the video. Eagles fans can finally exhale a little after what looked like it might have been a nightmare scenario on Sunday night. Pro Bowl guard Landon Dickerson went down in practice with what at first glance had people fearing the worst, possibly even a season ender. But Monday's update flipped the whole vibe. Turns out it's just a minor procedure on the meniscus in his right knee, and the team's calling him week to week. Best case, he might be back out there for week 1 on September 4th. That's a massive bullet dodged for Philly. We're talking about a guy who's an anchor on that offensive line, and it looked for a second like the season might start without him. Now, instead of see you next year, we're talking about maybe see you in 3 weeks. Not bad. If you saw the clip of him getting hurt, it was one of those plays where you're squinting at the screen trying to figure out what went wrong. Some thought ankle, others feared Achilles. Either way, it was clear he didn't want to put any weight on that leg, as he was helped off. Luckily, the knee diagnosis is much less scary than those other options. Now, if Dickerson can't go for week 1, the Eagles do have some shuffle options. Jeff Stoutland could either slide a straight backup into Dickerson's spot, or flip Tyler Steen from right guard to left guard and plug a backup in on the right side. Veteran Matt Pryor's name would likely be at the top of that list. Dude's played just about everywhere on the O-line except center, with most of his 39 career starts coming at right guard. There's also Kenyon Green, the former first-round pick they picked up from Houston, although he's been running with the 3rd unit and just banged up his wrist in preseason. Brett Toth is another in-house option, and he's got some starting experience at guard from his time in Carolina. Still, this isn't the kind of guy you want to replace unless you absolutely have to, especially when you're opening the year against Micah Parsons and the Cowboys, then turning around and facing Chris Jones and the Chiefs. Parsons' Week 1 status is a question mark, but Jones is going to be a problem regardless. The Eagles need Dickerson healthy, and this news means there's a real shot they get him back in time to keep Jalen Hurts upright and the offense rolling. And if you thought the first update was big, the next one is even hotter and fresh from today's practice. The Eagles' Tuesday morning practice at NovaCare only lasted 57 minutes, but it packed in a little drama for the safety competition. Instead of the usual Sidney Brown-Reed Blankenship duo and nickel looks, rookie second-rounder Drew Mukuba got the first-team nod right out of the gate. It was the first time he'd run with the ones since way back on day 2 of camp. Mukuba had been sidelined for over a week with a shoulder injury, missing 6 straight practices and the preseason opener against Cincinnati. That absence had basically put a freeze on what was supposed to be a tight battle for the job opposite Blankenship. And if you believe the early buzz, Fangio might have had his heart set on Mukuba all along, thanks to the rookie's natural coverage chops. Now, before anyone reads too much into Tuesday, Brown was back in there by the 3rd rep, and the two rotated heavily all day. This wasn't some definitive new starter moment, but if Fangio's long-term plan is to get Mukuba into that role, Brown's gonna have to fight like crazy to keep it. Mukuba's taking it all in stride. He says his time will come, and in the meantime, he's loaded up on mental reps and feels very comfortable making calls, knowing everyone's assignments, and just being in command. And Fangio's doing what Fangio does, throw the playbook at the rookies, then trim it down to what they do best. For Mukuba, that's not just safety duties. It's also working inside in the dime package next to Cooper DeJean, where he can blitz, cover, or just generally cause chaos. Brown, for his part, isn't rattled. He actually praised Mukuba's work ethic, especially coming back from the shoulder. The two even shared a rep together when Blankenship got a breather, and Brown's keeping the mindset simple. Best man wins. As he put it, I wouldn't be a great teammate if I didn't give it my all every single day. The Eagles face Cleveland next, and Mukuba should get a real shot to show off in game action again. If Tuesday was any indication, this battle is just heating up, and Fangio might not be tipping his hand anytime soon. The Eagles are living through days of both tension and hope, with veterans and young players proving this season is set to bring plenty of excitement. Subscribe to follow every step of this team.